excited to kick off day 2 of talks today. There's an amazing lineup of speakers today, and of course, the gala at the end of the day to look forward to. So hang in there. It's going to be a long day, but a fun one. I just wanted to provide opening remarks for the day. Yesterday, we heard a little bit from Heidi about all of the efforts that ACD has been involved in. And I wanted to provide a little bit more perspective on where we're going. So this slide is from yesterday. It's super busy, but it's really a testament to all of the things that we've been doing. And it's a lot. We've had amazing success thanks to your support. And what I wanted to do today is to revisit some of the pillars of our vision. So you may have seen different versions of this slide before, but ACD's vision is built along 3 core principles. We focus our efforts along diagnosis, discovery, and demographic. What does this mean? So on the diagnosis end, we are focused on newborn screening. We want to make sure that as we represent 3 different CCDS, SLC6A8, GAMT, as well as AGAT, we want to make sure that we're moving along efforts along all 3 of those disorders. On the discovery side, we have invested significantly in drug discovery as well as initiating the Gene Therapy Consortium several years ago, and that has resulted or pollinated efforts for some of the advances that you will see today. On the demographic side, many of you have been involved in the outcomes effort associated with the First Parents Project. Today, you're going to hear a little bit more about the Second Parents Project that Heidi will speak about. Another aspect that we initiated in the past couple years is the patient registry. ACD owns the patient registry and the data that is collected from all of you. This allows us to understand our population better and really help guide companies and other external stakeholders along initiatives that are important to us. So obviously, we've been doing all of this work for a while, so let's take a quick look at our scorecard. Okay, so here's a quick snapshot of CTD. And this is not to say that ACD is the only entity that is moving these efforts along. We're supported by an extremely rich, diverse research community that has helped pull these tools together, and they've been involved in a lot of these advances together. We play a support role. We guide them along based on inputs from the community, as well as learnings from other disorders with similar prevalences such as ours. So how are we doing? We have animal models for CTD. You saw yesterday that we have a significant number of patient biosamples for CTD. And quick, maybe legend note, the filled circles are places where I think we've done really well. The open circles are places where we could do more. And, open circles without any checkbox are places where we need to do significantly more. So on CTD, we've had good success on animal models, patient biosamples. We've had a natural history study that we'll be hearing about from Judy later today. We need to focus a little bit more on females. That study was focused on males, so this is why I'm highlighting that as an area of continuing effort. Biomarkers, again, FNIRS, initiated here, non-invasive biomarker. It's an exploratory study, but we hope to have more of these in the future. And on clinical trials, again, Dr. Greenspan spoke about the first of clinical trials directed towards our disorder, CTD. It's not specific to CCDS, so we want to see more clinical trials in this space. Along therapeutics, I think this is really, some of this you heard about yesterday. There'll be some more today, but that makes me happy. We've sort of diversified our efforts along many different axes, and really, it's going to be some more years before these pay out. But very much in the vein of multiple shots on goal, this is why we're doing this. We want to really diversify our efforts so that we find cures for everybody in the community, not just specific to one variant or one type of mutation or the like. So that's just an example of different types of places that we've made investments in. And then there's newborn screening. And I'm very strategically talking about them as investments because I know we are a nonprofit, but our community also deserves to get returns on the places that we pollinate, the places that we initiate. And this is a way for us to hold ourselves accountable. When you have an investment, you're going to protect your portfolio. That's how ACD views this. Newborn screening, we've seen some promising data that needs that yesterday for CTD, and we want to continue supporting those efforts and get to the point of being able to see something that could be proposed on a RUSP. We are definitely years away from it, but every little bit of effort along these lines counts. On GAMT, we have mouse models. We have biomarkers that have been successfully used. RUSP and statewide adoption is underway. Patient biosamples, we could do a little bit better. I don't want our community to become complacent in thinking that, we have supplementation and that's what, this is something that's solved for. There's a lot that we don't understand. We don't understand how many different types of mutations are there. How do they contribute to the maybe some residual function, no residual function of the enzyme itself? Is there more that we could understand from studying patient samples? So when you do have an opportunity to contribute any type of, whether it's blood or a skin biopsy, please think about those. If you have questions along how to do that, reach out to us and we can provide some guidance. We do not have a natural history study. That's an area that we want to look at in the future. Along the therapeutic side, we're going to hear about at least 2 kinds of GAMT gene therapy that are underway. We've not had as much success with GAMT enzyme therapy. GAMT is an enzyme, and there's definitely been examples of enzyme replacement that have been successfully done for other disorders. So we are in early stages of GAMT gene therapy, and in the spirit of continuing to diversify that portfolio, we want to continue efforts along that way. Last but not the least, we have AGAT. We have animal models of AGAT, but we have some gaps in the remaining areas. It is a rarer disorder than the other 2, but we're not in the business of leaving this behind. So we want to continue to engage with our AGAT community members. And for those clinicians who do see AGAT patients, please let them know about us and let them know that these are areas that we are looking to focus on, and we'd love to hear from them so that we can have more participation. Okay, so these are, I spoke about this in some way or form on the previous slide. This is just to iron out more specifically what the areas of continuing focus for CTD are on this slide. So I addressed some of the elements in the pillar of diagnosis, as well as in the pillar of discovery. So piggyback bypass transporters. Hopefully, like those of you who went to the poster session yesterday, got a chance to see some more of the work that have been done by our fellows. And that are many of them are along these lines. We saw some more on nanoparticles. We heard about a different type of prodrug that's targeting a different type of mechanism to enable creatine delivery to the brain. So there's many different types of or modalities that we are exploring, and we intend to continue going ahead with that. I'll keep going in the interest of time. Areas of continuing focus for GAMT. Great progress with the RUSP and from the states that we've heard of here. Our vision is to make sure that we have diagnosis at birth in all 50 states, and that accompanied by GAMT gene therapy in clinic, that's the perfect vision for being able to deploy this curative therapy at birth. So that's where we want to get to. And for adults and older individuals, if we find that there's other opportunities to provide treatments to them, that's the reason why we want to look at some of the other types of therapies as well. We heard about the AGAT gene inhibition efforts yesterday, and there's certainly efforts along AGAT inhibition by way of drug. small molecules at the protein level. So those are types of efforts that we'll continue to keep an eye out on. And finally, natural history study. I'd love to get that going. So if anyone has ideas on how to go ahead with that, please come and speak to us. Continuing with AGAT, we have examples of a few patient biosamples in Corial. We could certainly do more, and more importantly, we need a lab that would be willing to study AGAT. AGAT is linked on the gene polymorphism side. There's another coin to it in terms of its connection to kidney disorders and the like. So could we leverage those types of connections to understand more about the rare basis of it or the deleterious basis associated with AGAT. So there's some synergies over there that we're trying to tap into. I will make a note that this last year when we were looking at fellowship applications, we were surprised to find 2 that focused on AGAT, on the AGAT enzyme. They were unfortunately not studying the rare version of the disease, but they were studying a more common kidney disorder associated with AGAT dysfunction. But it's interesting to me that these individuals learned about our organization and reached out. So we are going to be pursuing conversations with them to see if they're interested in studying the other side of the coin. Last but not the least, ACD is all about building community. The registry represents your data. It represents a way we understand what your pain points are and what's going on in your lives through surveys. And we make sure that that type of information is presented front and center for those stakeholders that are developing therapeutics for our community. Parents 2.0, an advancement over the first PCORI grant and its results. Heidi will talk about this later today, and I hope you will provide the same level of response and an advancement on that one as well. I want to just quickly put a call to action out over here. These are some of our board members as well as staff members. This is really to just remind you that this is the community effort. We're made up of an extremely diverse board and an extremely committed board, but there's always room for new. This isn't a call out just for our caregiver community. It's really for rising researchers as well as established researchers. We're already in touch with them, but rising researchers who'd like to get involved perhaps along the scientific or research track or research efforts of ACD, please reach out to us. There's many different ways you can involve yourself, and we want to make sure that we are not working in an echo chamber, right? Not any one type of voice. So we want to make sure we integrate diverse voices even at the organizational level. So please do reach out to us if you'd like to learn more.